Internal family systems, or IFS, commonly also known as parts work, is a modality or approach that I use. It's used in therapy, it's used in coaching. The idea is that we have kind of like our core selves, and then we have all these different parts of ourselves. And it's kind of like an internal family. And sometimes the family is at odds with each other or not working together. So sometimes we don't like understand what's going on. It can be really deep and focused work. It can also be kind of integrated into the everyday. And what I really like about it, that it takes the complexities of our feelings, our identities, our beliefs, and it untangles them, where we can kind of see them a little more right in front of us and work with them. Because when something is too close to us that we over-identify with in saying, I'm angry, I do this, I isolate, I am critical, then you can't really work with it. But if we can like bring it out a little closer to right here, we can work with them. And of course, if they're too far away, we can't work with them too. It's too far. So it is designed to connect with the more like subconscious parts of ourselves in a more safe way, in a very compassionate way. I've seen very powerful work come out of it, both as a therapist and as a client of IFS too. So one of the main premises is to be slow and get into your body. Our bodies process emotions, and we gain wisdom from our body often a lot slower than our minds will think. So it's asking the question, how do you feel? What do you think? Whatever it might be. And it might take time. Let's feel into the body, use somatic work, and see what comes up. And this is it's a really kind of great practice to also just get connected to your body in a general way. So part of it too is also, again, like you have this core self and you have these parts of ourselves. The core self is all these wonderful C words: calm, compassionate, curious, clear, courageous, confident, connected, creative. And then we have what are kind of parsed out as protector parts and wounded parts. And the protector parts, for example, a protector part can be that I stay in and I isolate and I kind of keep to myself. And it's protecting something. So there's nothing bad about it per se. And the idea is definitely that there are no bad parts. We don't hate them. They're not bad. They're just part of the system. But the more we understand them, the more we can work with them. So coming back to this example of isolation, if I tend to isolate, if I tend to stay in, even though I know being social and connecting with others is good for me, and even when I do it, I see that there's a benefit, I still tend to isolate. Now, the idea is that we get to understand and talk to the protector part a little bit more, and eventually maybe we can ask them, can you step aside? Can I see what you are protecting? Can I work with that? And then there may be a wounded part there. And sometimes it can be hard to connect with that wounded part. So doing this work is like doing it in a really like compassionate and slow way can be very helpful. And like that wounded part, for example, could be, I'm actually afraid of being misunderstood. And maybe we explore that and we say, how old is that wound? And maybe they're 7 years old. So then we kind of get into working with that part and seeing how it feels and what it thinks and what it's learned and what it needs. So all these little parts in us, like they live inside us, even from the past. So I'll wrap up by just saying too that parts work in general is not just internal family systems, and it is common when we use that term, it is commonly with IFS. But we can also use it just as considering times in life where a part of me says yes and a part of me says no. A part of me wants this and part of me wants that. Like my inner child, my adult self. There's all these more common ways to work with parts and recognize them. So this is just kind of one way that I like to work with my clients and integrate into life. Again, it can be very powerful, and just if sometimes you're not sure if therapy is working for you, this might be a great modality to look into.